Good Sunday evening, everybody. Doing a benching and bullshitting episode because it is Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's episode 45. I was just telling Instagram that it's like the 45-pound plate. So we're there. Anyway, we're going to talk about the week real quick. I had a pretty successful week. I'm really happy with it. And then we'll get into questions after that, of course, per usual. The best part of this is being able to answer your guys' questions, talk about bench, talk about competing, training, and everything else. So, but basically, yeah. So last Saturday, what the fuck did I do? So my weeks always start on Saturday, then I kind of base the rest of my week off of that performance. Last Saturday was a deload week, which I hate deload weeks. But I went really light on bench, like 700 pounds. I think I did like 3 sets of 5 or 2 sets of 5, then called it, hit accessory work after that. Sunday was squats. It was just me and Dino. So it was just, I had one guy to run the monolift and that was it. So I had to be really light on the squats. Monday, I was off on Monday. Tuesday back workouts are always fucking lit. I love training back on Tuesdays. Me and Chris hit it real fucking hard. High shrugs. I did seated safety squat bar, upper back good mornings. If you've never done those before, upper back good mornings are fucking killer to begin with. And then when you do them seated, it's even worse. So that was pretty cool. I was very sore from that. CJ Morgani, happy to have you over here on YouTube. If y'all want to join me on YouTube, that'd be great. I'm trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. I got 17 people to go. So if you want to join me over there, that'd be great. Appreciate the help and the support. What's going on, guys? We got Tony. What's up, Raw Strength? What's going on? Let's see. With the F8, do you seat the arms just at the elbows or as high on the triceps as possible? Well, I'm trying to get the most out. I have very short arms, like extraordinarily short humerus bones, I guess. Don't come at me because I was born this way. That's what I tell people. Yeah, I set the shirt right behind the elbows. I can't physically move the shirt any higher than that, like because I don't have a lot of play in room. So you want to get more out of the shirt, it has to be very close to the elbows. Paul Loffer, what's going on? Don, good to have you on here, guys. Wednesday bench. Oh, Wednesday bench. What the hell did I do? I think I just put a single loop Widowmaker on, a fairly big one for me. I did like 600 for 3 sets of 10, like full range, like kind of like a kind of a deload workout, which I again hate saying it like that. And then Thursday was forearms and delts. And then Saturday. So this Saturday is interesting. I'll get into that in just a second. I'm going to make sure I'm not losing anybody here. Someone said, Drew says, how the fuck you get around to benching anything past 600? I don't know. Depends on the person and the way they train, if they're raw or equipped. Depends on there's lots of ways to do it. Lots of ways to get strong these days. Rotators sore. Any advice? Stop doing whatever you're doing to make them sore. So that's the very first thing. If you're doing overhead work, if you're doing dips, you're doing something crazy like that and they're sore, stop everything you're doing. Don't do that crap. And probably do some bamboo bar benching throughout the week. I do that about 2 to 3 times a week if I can. Let's see. I think I'm caught up. Finally, we're caught up. CJ, I love that you can use 600 pounds for a fluff and buff session. Yeah, it was really quick. Again, if anybody wants to watch what I do, of course, I always try to plug this in. Patreon is $10 a month. YouTube members is $10 a month. If you want to watch my workouts from start to finish 5 days a week, it's all on Patreon. It only costs you $10. We got. I love that you use. Let's see. Tony, I saw your meals video. Have you tried the pudding in your shakes yet? It really makes a difference. I need to. I keep telling you I'm going to, and I haven't. I need to. I will do that soon. And Don says only 600. That was my max 1 rep this weekend. Well, good. I'm glad you got a big max. Awesome. Good deal. Might have missed your response. I don't remember what the question was. I'm sorry. If you can ask it again, I'll get to you. And Paul Loffer, let's see. Any tips on keeping strength while cutting for a meat? I'm not a good person to ask that question because I do not cut for meats. I would assume, shit, man. I don't know. If anybody on YouTube has a good answer for that, please. Clark is asking any tips keeping strength while cutting for a meat, because I don't cut ever. I never cut. Cody, what's up? So yeah. So yeah, if you got a suggestion, let me know. Yeah, Cody says don't cut weight. That's what I say. If you're strong at a certain body weight, just stay at that body weight and stay strong. You know, if you're trying to cut, I say if you're trying to go for like an all-time world record, then maybe consider cutting. If you're just lifting to lift and be competitive, just stay where you're at. What the fuck is a cut? Yep. So let's see. I got some more questions over here on YouTube, of course. Let's see here. Poll offer. Are you here? You're doing a bench seminar the day before Doug Smithy's IPA meet in August. I am. Friday. I think we're trying to do it around 4 or 5. I'm not somewhere in there. So yeah, that is true. I'm going to do that. Cody Plum. Let's see. Still can't do extensions. Okay. You got 2 catapult PRs. Hey, dude, I couldn't do extensions for 7 months. My competitive bench went up from 1050 to 1120 in 6 months. So that's fine. As long as your bench is going up, don't worry about it. Depends on how much you have to cut weight and what for. Yeah. World record or don't cut, Cody says. Thomas says, I mean, the pros say, can you go for a national record, nationals or higher qualification, international record? If the answer is no, then no cutting. Yeah, I don't, like I said, if I'm really strong at my body weight, I'm going to stay there. I'm not going to cut. But again, if I was, it'd be because I'm going for an all-time world record and stuff. But I haven't had to cut weight for a long time. So when I get to that point, I will share my experience, of course, but on how I did it. But right now, no. Parlay, what's the best upper back exercise? What's the very best tricep exercise? Well, I'm a huge fan of the SSB Highs Shrug, and I am a big proprietor on the reverse grip bench press. So, good shirt to wear for that question. RGBP Club, reverse grip bench press. Let's see. Do you believe in the carnivore diet? I don't know what that is. Maybe I'm living under a rock. I'm not sure what that is. Cool, we're up. Caught up again. Let's see. Yeah, Cody says I'd rather have fun at a meet than be miserable. And Paul Loffer, I should be ready for that meet. I may do it. Cool. That gym he's having that meet at is awesome. Great atmosphere. Yeah, Doug said it's huge also. He said it's a huge fucking facility. So I'm really looking forward to being there and seeing it. Let's see. Tricep extensions are good, but they can make your elbow tendons angry. Yes, that's what I'm dealing with right now. Plenty of tricep movements you can use instead. I'll tell you, like I maintained and increased my tricep strength over 6 or 7 months by only doing reverse grip bench press right here. And my bench went from 1050 in January to 1120 in June. And I only reverse grip benched. I couldn't do push downs. I couldn't do kickbacks. I couldn't pick up a 10-pound dumbbell and do anything with it extension wise. Because I fucked up my left elbow doing incline JM presses, a down set of JM presses on incline. So yeah, reverse grip bench press saved me and kept me strong and made me stronger over time. Let's see, Alex, what's going on? Protosaurus tricepsis. I can't. What the fuck? That's awesome. Would you recommend a specific bench press barbell over a power bar, and why does the extra 1 millimeter thickness matter? Yeah, it does. When it comes to, so I mean, a standard 45-pound power bar is fine for most things. When you're getting up into heavy bench presses, 700-800 or more, you should probably get yourself a 55-pound bench bar. There's lots of good ones on the market. The Texas ones. I had a Sabertooth for a long time that I used. That was sold through Elite FTS, made by Texas or Buddy Caps. Then they stopped selling them. Great bar. The F8 bench bar, the F8 Sportscraft bench bar is the best one on the fucking planet. The most I've had on that bar so far in the gym is 1463. Any bar is going to bend at that weight, trust me, but there was minimal to no whip and it performed flawlessly. Me, when I start getting up above, like a Texas bench bar is fine for weights like 1,000-ish or slightly above. When I'm going up to 12, 11, or I'm sorry, the other direction, 12, 13, 1400, they become pool noodles. And it really pisses me off. So I have no choice. I can only bench with the F8 Sportcraft bench bar. So yes, it does make a difference. Peter Panda is a carnivore diet. Kinda, I suppose. Yeah. Let's see. What's your favorite band of bench press rack ever? I don't know. I've been benching on the Titan Fitness copycat Westside bench for about 4 years, and it hasn't made a fucking noise. So that's so far been my favorite one. Very safe way to bench too. Complete cage wrapped around you. Let's see. Banded tape presses, Mike says. I've done them, but I haven't done them in a while. They will light you up quick though. And I'm getting a lot of dumbbell rollback extensions. I got one here. I got one over here on YouTube. Dumbbell rollbacks. Are they great tricep movement? Yes. Are they the do all be all? No, I don't think so. I don't do them anymore. I don't. Eventually, when the dumbbells get heavy enough, they get larger and larger, right? As the weight goes up, and your range of motion gets cut down more and more. At least in my case, it does because I have short arms. Again, don't come at me about my arm length. I was born this way. So for me, the dumbbell extension work becomes less and less effective as I go heavier and heavier because the dumbbells get bigger and the range of motion gets shorter and shorter. So if you're someone like Kennelly, who really made those famous, he still uses them to this day. He loves them. It's one of his absolute all-time favorites. And I think they're great. Me personally, don't get a lot out of them anymore. Again, because of the arm length to the dumbbell length ratio when I get heavy. Oh, elbow sleeves for heavy extensions. Don't rely on it. I think it becomes a crutch after a while. You need to get strong without them. If you're sore, if you got something you're working around when it gets a little bit of compression and heat, wear them, but don't rely on them. Is the F8 bench bar sleeves the same length sleeves as the Texas bench bar? I think it is, but that when you slide the plate on the bar and it hits the end, right? That end piece that connects to the barbell is like really thick. The F8 bars are very, very thin. They gained like an extra 2 or 3 inches. So actually, I was mistaken. They are longer than a Texas bench bar because they have those very thin end caps where the plates slide up against. They cut that down like 2 or 3 inches. So they actually gained a few inches based on that. Pillin, I'm on week 10 of your single ply program. Sorry, I'm trying to keep the black right here. I can testify that it's an awesome program. Thank you very much. I was doing West Side style before, but this has really kicked my bench's ass into gear. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. That's a great report. He must have bought my pre-written single ply bench program at Kolbstrong.com. I have some pre-written programs on there. If people want to check them out, I think they're like $40 or $50. And the single ply one was the one I think I used when I benched. It was all the training I did leading up to my 1120 or one of my single ply benches. I can't remember. But yeah, thank you. That's a great testament. Appreciate that. Let's see. Currently doing a heavy 5x5 WGB wide grip bench. Woof. Oh yeah. T-Rex arms. Taylor. And Harry Thomason says baby arms. Yes. Makes me good at benching, so I don't care. You know what I mean? I think my arms are pretty normal length, but people online think that I have like 2 centimeter long arms. Makes you sound really intelligent. Let's see. Have you ever tried to bench with a squat bar? Wouldn't that be even better than with the 32, 35 millimeter? No, a little bit. Well, actually, no, because the inside length of the bar becomes even longer. So the thing with the bench bars, their standard length inside the collars, maybe slightly longer, but the collars are extra long. When you have the squat bar, the inside length of the bar is much longer. So you get this tilting effect when you use a really, really big squat bar. That's the biggest drawback. And you go too thick on the bar, and it becomes very cumbersome to hold. So I personally do not like benching with squat bars. No. Someone said Nicola. Yep, Nikolai. Some smaller people can bench 5 times their body weight. That is a fact. Yes. Alex, that single ply program is how I figure out my accessory work. Oh, no shit. Well, that's awesome. Cody says I might get the stitches out of my knee tomorrow. Good fucking job. Good on you. I'm glad that's going to come to pass. That's about time. Need you to be healthy, Cody. God damn it. And then, oh, cool. I'm caught up. Pinto says, hi, Jimbo. What's going on? Interminable training. Any programs for benching 2-ply? I don't have any multiply programs up. Oh, wait. No, I think I do. I think my K.950 program is a multiply program. I believe that's on Kolbstrong.com, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Henry Thomason says hitting 1,000 with the F8 on Wednesday with Pittman. Oh, no shade. Benching with Coach Pittman, Kevin Pittman of Anderson Powerlifting. Cool. 4 weeks in. Sweet. Good deal. You got a big meet coming up. Big total coming. Can't wait to see that. And Alex confirmed the K950 is a multiply, and then there is a blaster lockout program as well. Okay. I'll have to eventually go in there and update those because that's training I did to bench 950 multiply it. I weighed 235 that day. But that was a long time ago. I train differently these days, but it was still very effective and got my bench to 950. Oh, Alex, you have all 3 and use them a lot. No shit. Well, thank you for the support. Much appreciated. And thank you for being on YouTube as well. That also helps us a little bit financially. So thank you very much for joining me on YouTube. I really appreciate that. Let's see. How was squats today, Mike asked. They went well. They went really well. I didn't talk about Saturday, Sunday yet. I'm sorry. I'll have to do that real quick. Just catch up. Parlay, he says, what's your opinion on dark side bench shirts and wrist straps and other products? I believe that's what Ryan Kennelly uses. I have no personal experience with dark sides bench shirts and stuff. I was sponsored for a very hot minute when I was in the middle of my Marine Corps career. Okay, it wasn't a career. Middle of my Marine Corps enlistment. There we go. He kind of brought me out of my retirement. He sent some raps at me and stuff like that. He had good stuff. He had good raps. I just don't have any experience with his bench shirts. So I cannot attest. I cannot have an opinion because I've never used them. Let's see. Sorry, I gotta catch up here. Cody says, oh, Matt Brooks. What's going on, Matt? Just saw you. What's with these programs? I didn't know. I've been following Patreon. So I have a website, Cody, www.kolbstrong.com, and I have pre-written programs for sale for like 40 or 50 bucks. I think 10 or 12 weeks a piece. So that's what they're talking about. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna just hold tight for quick 1 second. I don't want to miss anybody. Let's see. I'm going to talk about this weekend. So yesterday was kind of cool. Saturday bench. Now I tried to go as heavy as I possibly could. I got this new shirt from Rob Farrell. We kind of collaborated. We kind of put our heads together. I sent him back the blue shirt. I sent it back to him. I said, hey, Rob, it's been a year and I can't make this thing work. It's too stiff. I'm trying to make it work. It keeps fighting me every fucking millimeter of the way. We got to fix it. I'm sorry. He was more than willing. I sent him some shirts and stuff, made some shirts for him, Tiff, and his mom. He sent back this monster truck of a fucking shirt. He just made a whole brand new one, which I didn't intend for him to do. I said, I'm sorry. but I'm so hard to make shirts for because of my build, and he said that before. I have a very odd build, I guess, but so I got this shirt and used it yesterday. It's a little bit bigger than the blue one. I have noticed that. Still fucking awesome. It's got some green KLA Anderson wrap material in there too. It's pretty cool. And I showcased it here on YouTube members and Patreon, of course. I made a video about before I wore it the next day. I got it on Friday. Tried to go up. I put the shirt on. I did 1045, 1265, 1330, and then 1400. We had a little malfunction with the bench pad. I had a bench pad made for me custom, and it wasn't holding up under that much weight. Unfortunately, it started the padding was moving or shifting back and forth. I didn't have a stable base from which to press from, and I was actually leaning to one side because of that. So it didn't work. So I unfortunately was not able to handle. I put 1400 in my hands. I did nothing with it. I just threw it back. I was starting to like lean over on one side. I was like, no, just take it. Like I can't fucking do anything with it. So that kind of sucked. But I went back to, I was like, okay. And then we took like a fucking hour. I swear to God, it was an hour. And to get the other pad, the original 14-inch pad that I had that was built by somebody different. We got that one working because we had some problems with the wood inserts for the bolts and stuff. So we got it working, put it on the bench. I went down to 1,000 pounds. Actually, it's 1,001 pounds. Don't ask me how the fuck. It's kilo math. I don't know. But I went down to 1,001. I was like, okay, I'm just going to play with this shirt with a very manageable weight, just kind of play with it. 2 board, which I hate doing in a shirt. I prefer to do 1 boards and half boards or touch. And then hit 14 reps with 1,000. Pretty cool. That sounds like a lot, but I've done 1,200 for 10 to a 2 board. So like 1,000 for 14 is not actually like that cool or anything. So, but it was still a good sign that the shirt is going to perform how I need it to, and that me and it are going to work together in unison. So yeah, that was my story. Then today's squats, I put 1,000 pounds on my back for the first time in my entire fucking life. Yeah, twice actually. I did. We were doing Mars bar, and we did. I went up to 1,000. I did suit bottoms, straps down, and I hit 1,011, and again kilo math, and 1033 was my highest. So yeah, it was a good day. That'll be on Patreon and YouTube members tonight. I did not get it edited together. I came home and we both passed out just in time to wake up and get all the podcast stuff set up. So, oops, I just moved the camera. All right. I am behind, y'all. I'm going to try to just kind of do rapid fire answers real quick. Thomas says, hi, Jim. I'm negotiating with my commercial gym if I can stash a barbell there. Now I have one eyeballed that has a higher PSI. Alico. Okay. Yeah. But commercial gyms are kind of weird with that. Let's see. CJ Morgani, is there anyone coming close to your single ply record right now, or is no one really challenging? Right now, it's pretty safe. I think it's the closest single ply bench to mine is like 200 pounds away. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Cody says nobody even looks funny at that single ply record. That's one of my most proud moments in the sport that I've ever done in my life, was benching 1120 single ply. Thomas says, in your experience, is a Texas bench bar then still superior to an Alico bar? Yes, I do believe it is. Yeah, the F8 does have the highest PSI rating of 230K. Yes, it is. Do you expect this 220K barbell would be enough to deal with my weights, 600s soon, hoping? Yes, it would be more than enough. And Matt Brooks says, I need to get that band shirt program up on. I know I need to get it up there. I need to just fucking work on it. I haven't gotten around to it. That new shirt looked insane. It is insane. It's pretty fucking stiff. Poly is no longer a thing. In most circles, it's not. Okay. Thanks for being live. No problem at all. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, the band shirt. I gotta get I'm gonna get the band shirt program up. I just have to do it. I just have to go through and just fucking put my head down and do it. I just have not got around to it, so I'm really sorry. I am way behind. Jason, I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. Okay, I'm catching up. I'm catching up. Just bear with me here. You pulled sumo, Mike. That's cool. Jiu-Jitsu guy says, "What is your diet like?" I'm sure it's more than simply putting away high calories. Your pounders are impressive. It's that simple. It truly is that simple. I just put a YouTube video up this past week about a day in the life of eating with me. So check out my YouTube. It's just Kolbstrong, pretty sure, or Jimmy Kolb. I don't know which one it is, Kolbstrong or Jimmy Kolb, on YouTube. And I just did a whole day of eating with me. So yeah, that's ironic. Yeah, I just did that for the first time ever. Have you tried stretching your back to increase your arch? Thoughts? I have not. I've developed the ability to arch just by doing it consistently over the last 19 years of lifting and 15 years of competing. So I have no need to do it because I've just built up the ability to do it and maintain it. You're going to squat Thursday, Mike. Super duper. Yep. We squat on Sunday. Sundays at noon. It's fucking awesome. It was a good day today. Really happy with it. Let's see. Dave. Started doing reverse grip bench. Hey, right here, man. Reverse grip bench. Huh? Took a few workouts before I could get the rhythm of it. Love the movement. Had no idea how weak my tricep was. That's always my answer. I have two answers for everybody who has like bench problems. I'm like, you either need more upper back, more triceps. Now, that's not like the end all do all, like just, one or two answers, but like normally I can pick things out and it's usually upper back or triceps. So I'm glad you discovered it. I'm glad it's working well for you. A lot of people start doing reverse grip bench and they never go back to pronated. Now I bench pronated in my equipment. That's completely different. But reverse grip benching literally changed my fucking career. It really did. 10-10 do recommend. Bench backwards, everybody. Let's see. So, Jason, I have a new shirt coming out soon. It will be on my website, rawstrengthapparelllc.com. We have bench bands available as well. DM me if you are interested. There you go, everybody. If you are looking for, if you're looking for bench shirts or bench bands, Jason over here on Raw Strength Physical Fitness has you. I am with Anderson Powerlifting, so I got to stay in their lane. I will stay in their lane. F8 Customs and Anderson Powerlifting is who I stay with. Let's see. When you squat, use what bar shoulders hurt? Let's see. I don't use a straight bar right now. I want to save my bench. When I'm ready to kind of step away from. Okay, not step away. That sounds like I'm retiring. When I'm ready to pursue other things in the sport besides just benching heavy and doing bench only, I will unfortunately have to do straight bar squats. So right now I use Mars bar, SSB, Cambridge bar, Bully bar. That's it. Can I pull Boss suit or Velocity suit for sumo? You can use either one. I've used both. They're both awesome. So you can do both. Very understandable. Yeah, no problem. Rob is a great guy. He really is. He changed the game. He really did. He put the equipped world into a different realm. Really glad to know him. Him and his mom and Tiff and Logan, of course, are just fucking awesome people. CJ Morgani, bench press specialist, squats basically 470 kilos, straps down with a Mars bar. Yeah. It wasn't a parallel, though, I'll tell you that much. I'm still, the suit, I've only used my suit 3 times. So, like, it's still not broken in. And Don says, would you ever compete reverse grip? If I decided to go raw in this universe, I would do reverse grip. Doing that equipped, the problem is it's so much more painful. And to do that with the kind of weights I'm using right now is probably virtually impossible, which is why I have to stay pronated. But if I was doing raw, I would do reverse grip, and nobody would tell me otherwise. What do you look for in a weight gainer? If it tastes good and has a high amount of fucking calories, that's what I look for. Is it really important to tuck my elbows in when bench pressing to avoid accumulating high mileage? I'm assuming you mean like wear and tear. Yeah, you have to tuck your elbows. If you don't tuck your elbows, you're putting your shoulder into, I believe, what's called internal rotation. And that's not good. That's bad juju. And that can really fuck you up. And people blow their pecs off. People can blow their pecs off benching raw no matter how you bench. You know, it happens all the fucking time, which is why I don't do it. So, but yeah, you have to tuck your elbows. If you're going to bench raw, please tuck your elbows. Or bench reverse grip, because that locks you into a tucked position. You can't come out of it. That's why I also think reverse gripping is superior, because you cannot physically untuck your elbows. You're stuck there the whole lift. Thomas says, thanks, Jim. This bar is the closest to what I might have on competitions without costing me a fortune, and it has all normal comp measurements and 1.5 millimeter sharp, aggressive knurling, and middle knurling. Okay. Paul Lawford says, Anderson Powerlifting and Rob Farrell have the best products and customer service by far. Anytime I need something, I get it a couple days. That is true right there. Yeah, Paul says he gets it in a couple of days. If Anderson Powerlifting has what you need in stock, you will get it in days. You will not get it in weeks. You will not get it in months. You will get your shit in days, because that's the legendary business model they've built over all these years, is extraordinarily good customer service. If you go to andersonpowerlifting.com, if you need wraps, belts, bench shirts, squat suits, a Pharrell, Widowmakers, anything you can think of powerlifting related, you can use my code Kolbstrong, KOLBSTRONG, one word, for a 10% discount. I always like to mention that's not a commission thing. It's not a referral thing where I get a commission off of it. It is just a discount for the customer. Again, Kolbstrong for 10% off anything at the store, except for the Anderson Green F8 Sport Crafts bench bar. We do sell those now. The discount code does not work on the bar. Works on everything else in the store, just not the barbell. Let's see. Do you think floor pressing is a good way of overloading the boards? I think boards and floor press should be done because they are both different and they do different things. I do both. They're both awesome. I would recommend doing both. Let's see. Anderson's customer service is hands down the best I've ever had, and this comes from a European. Hey. What are lifting federation rules on using the Marucci sticky spray? Do you still use it? I use it every fucking time I compete. IPA does not fucking care. You can use it on your shoes, on your back, on your singlet. They don't give a shit, which is great. I know APF, you can use it. Federations that suck, like USAPL, USPA, they care. You can't use it in their federations, but fuck them anyway. So yeah, I lift where the federation is really for the lifter. So I know RPS does not let you use it. That's a multiply friendly, unlimited shirt friendly federation. And they don't even allow chalk on your back. That was crazy to me. You can't use sticky spray, and they don't even want you to put chalk on your back. So that's kind of insane. I don't know. I still haven't figured out why. So yeah, I lifted federations where it doesn't matter. Pierce, I bench twice a week, Wednesday and Saturday. So do I. When do I incorporate reverse grip bench in order to increase my bench? Days prior to the bench press days or on bench press days? Only because it's a form of bench press, only use it on your bench press days. Don't you do it days prior to your bench day. So do it on Saturday or Wednesday. Use it for your warm-ups. I would just start incorporating it all the time. I mean, you can make it like a main movement or a secondary movement if you want to, but I use it all the fucking time. If I'm not wearing a protective piece like a Widowmaker or an F8 shirt or a katana or something, I'm reverse gripping all the time, even at meets. If you see me compete in person, I'm warming up reverse grip. Use it all the time. And Wayne Sports says you have to use the spray on your back, right? Not the bench itself. Yes, you have to use spray on your back. Yes, that is true. Now in the gym, I just spray the pad down because it's easier. But at a meet, you have to spray your back. You can't spray the pad. Ken Hamp says, RPS says chalk ruins their bench pad. Interesting. I can't imagine why. I'm not going to speculate. Anyway. Alex says, order from Anderson on Monday and get it on Wednesday, from my experience. Yep. I'm telling you, like if you want good customer service and good product, Anderson Powerlifting, man. If it says anything why I've been a member of Team Anderson for 13 years, it's because they're good people. They have great service. They do a lot of good for the sport. So please visit AndersonPowerlifting.com if you need anything. Again, you can also reach out to me if you need something. I mean, not like me send you something. I don't have a warehouse or anything, but if you need information, please just DM me. Let's see. CJ Morgani says, yeah, I love my overkill wraps, but that stuff can take quite a while. The stuff from Rob got to me super fast and with some bonus goodies. Rob does that. He's a good man. He just throws in good extra stuff. Yeah. Cody Plum says, Inzer is the worst I have had. No shit. I've heard that before. If your federation has slick bench pads, find a new one. Find a new federation. There you go. Alex says, if my RGBP is higher than my pronated bench, does this mean I'm officially tricep dominant? I believe that means, yes. And anatomically speaking, I think it's just a superior way to bench press. But yeah, that means your triceps have taken over, and they're probably the strongest muscle involved in the bench press as far as the pressing muscles go. So that is awesome. Let's see. Don says, the first shirt I tried was a blast shirt in the 90s. Used it once and never again. Didn't use equipment until Mark Bell slingshots, but now I'm 100% F8 products. I'm telling you, there's a reason why his bench shirts are on it almost every platform in the United States. You know, every meet has F8s. There's a reason for that. There's other band shirt product out there, but they're like, why do you only see F8 products on the platform? There is a reason for that, because they're the best ever made, and he has excellent customer service, just like Anderson Powerlifting, which is why them working together is an excellent, perfect combination. Let's see. Just saw your dietary YouTube video. You actually eat a lot less than most bodybuilders I know. Great genetics you have aside. I find that ironic. Keep it up. Well, thank you. Yeah, I people are shocked that I don't eat like 20,000 calories a day. I mean, I might top out at, if I get a lot of calories in, I'm probably looking like 5,000 or 6,000 in a day. I mean, it's not a lot, or it's not astronomical. Let's see. Thank you for checking out my video and answering. Wasn't expected that. Thanks. You're welcome. No, not a problem at all. Jason says, Ken Anderson, I met once, and he's a very genuine person. He is. And Kevin is just as a genuine person as Ken was, or is still. He's still alive. Ken is still good. He's 80 plus years old, and he's still as funny as hell and a nice guy. But yeah, Kevin took over as president and owner, I think, late last year sometime. I can't remember the exact date. And he is, if you like Ken, you will love Kevin. He's just as good of a guy. They're both awesome. I'm just so glad they're in our lives. We're actually headed down to Dallas. June, I think the weekend of June 13th through the 15th. I think that's the right date. So I'm headed down to Dallas, me and Katie, to do the work the Anderson booth at the Dallas Fit Expo. So we will be there in Dallas. If you're in the Dallas area, come by and see us. Let's see. God dang. Speaking of bench pads, is the Thompson Fat Pad the best on the market? It is the original big, wide, fat fucking pad. You cannot go wrong with the Thompson Fat Pad. We have a couple of them, but it's on a bench that I can't physically use because it doesn't have a spotter platform. It's Dino's bench. It's the Rogue. It's the, what are they? Not volume 1, volume 2. It's the Rogue 1.0 West Side style bench, and the 1.0 didn't come with a handoff platform. So he has one on his bench. I can't use it really. I'd say it's definitely up there. I have other pads that are 14 inches wide made by other companies like Edge Fitness by Rick Davis that I fucking love. But yeah, all the credit due to Donnie Thompson for inventing and getting the 14-inch pad like out there, because now it's legal in the IPA. 14-inch pads are legal in the IPA. So one more reason I stick with the IPA, because they listen to their athletes. Now we have 14-inch pads legal. So when I compete in July, it's going to be on a 14-inch wide pad. How often do you get worked on handling heavier weight, i.e. cupping, deep tissue, scraping, etc.? Every single week, actually. I go down to see Jericho almost every week, or I try to. I can't get down there every week. It's a bit of a drive, but he works on me. So yeah, almost every single week I'm doing something to keep my forearms in check. Evan, what's up, man? Do you do triceps for increasing bench press in costume? I'm assuming you mean in a bench shirt. Yes, of course I do. That's probably the number one priority when it comes to benching big weights. Big, strong triceps. Who, in your opinion, makes the best high-quality welded pro competition bench press? Good questions tonight. Let's see. I've benched on. I hate Forzas. I'm just gonna put it out there. I fucking despise Forza benches. I'm sorry. They're basic bitch benches. I don't like them. They have that bar that goes across under the pad to the crossbeam, like a crossbeam that goes to the uprights. Can't stand that because your spotter's shins are right up against that fucking bar. Dynabody is a good bench, but they have the same fucking crossbeam that goes all the way across. They suck. Let's see. Elite FTS has one of the best benches out there. They're a little bit low to the ground, but if you put a thick pad on there, then you'll be good to go. They're solid, and they have walk-through spotter platforms. So Elite FTS, shout out to them. Good equipment. I'm speaking from experience, okay? So keep that in mind. I'm just speaking from what I've benched on. Now, ironically, I just gave them a little bit of shit, but my heaviest bench, my 1350, was actually done on a Dynabody bench. The one that I just fucking ranted about hating because of that crossbeam that fucks up my spotters, my handoff guy. So what else have I benched on? I know David Shirley makes the Invictus benches and monoliths, and he's actually bringing a brand new Invictus bench press to my meet in July. So that'll be my first time competing on one of his, but he makes good, solid equipment. And I'm telling, hey, I mentioned them earlier before, Titan Fitness, right? The knockoff brand that gets a lot of shit for being cheap. I've been benching on their copycat of the West Side bench for 4 years almost, and it hasn't fucking moved or made a noise. So there you go. Let's see. I've been using Scott Middleton's X Factor single ply, getting ready for that 2-ply. Good deal. How's it working for you? Oh boy. Let's see. I gotta catch up, y'all. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask if reverse grip bench press was okay with the shirt. I guess that is the answer. It's okay in a shirt. It's just if you can take the pain, if you can tolerate the pain, then it's just fine. But I can't with the weights I'm using. That's why. Eric says, "Hey Jimmy, you gave me some tips on breaking in a new super katana a few weeks ago. I'm working on touching with a 2 board, so I'm getting close. Good. I'm glad. Good. Keep me updated. Don't just do it and not let me know how it's going. I want to hear how it's going. The single ply katanas are near and dear to me, man." Paul Lawfer says, "No other band shirt company will give you the product or service like F8 or Anderson Powerlifting. I know from experience. The other one in Texas took me 3 months to get my first band shirt in 2019. Ooh." Not going to name any names, huh? We'll keep that under wrap. I know which one you're talking about. How often do you cycle bench variations? I do my shirted bench press every Saturday the same way with a straight bar. I do variations on Wednesdays. I'll do floor press. I'll do boards. I'll do reverse grip, not reverse grip. Every week I'm doing something slightly different. Yeah, that person used to be Anderson Powerlifting, but won't mention any names. I know exactly who you're talking about. Alex says, "I competed on an Invictus bench and loved it." That's good to hear. I want to get one. Yeah, he makes good equipment. And David Shirley's a nice fucking guy too. I met him at the Arnold a year or two ago for the first time, and he's just a nice guy, just a really nice guy. He's gonna build a firm, brand new 14-inch wide pad for the bench, as well as he said he's going to modify his body savers. So he's going to bring a brand new bench with modified body savers, a big, nice, wide 14-inch pad, brand new, to this meet in July. So I'm really looking forward to benching on one. Tony, I have a Mendy X Factor 3-ply. It's a beast. So there you go. It's a beast. CJ Morgani says, honestly, my Titan Fitness 45-degree back raise is great. Wanted the Elite FTS, but the savings were too good to pass up. We have quite a few items in our gym that are Titan Fitness because they're just so inexpensive. I didn't say cheap. They're inexpensive. You just have to prop up the front on blocks to get better range of motion. Okay. Let's see. Maybe Pharrell will start making benches. He could, and he'd be the best at it. Yep. He definitely could. I have all faith that he would make the best product out there. Maybe he will. McMatthews, David Shirley. Yes, David Shirley owns Invictus Strength, I'm pretty sure. Invictus Powerlifting. X Factor works great for me. He has this new one coming out. It's amazing. Yeah, it's like that royal blue material. I think I saw him post a video or a picture of it. I think I'm going to buy a Matt Wenning Pro Competition bench press. I'm going to do all kinds of reverse grip bench press warm-ups on it right there, man. Do some reverse grip RGBP. We do have some new shirts available. I wanted to mention that. I haven't mentioned it yet, but I got quite a few of you on here. This is one of them that I'm wearing right now. It's the RGBB Club shirt. I'm kind of stuck in this corner. I would turn around and show you the back. There's a back design on it. I can't show you right now. And I'm not taking my shirt off either. The second shirt we have, I'm going to show you separately since I have to get it in frame. But for YouTube, this is let's see if I can do this. That's the new one right here. So it's just a front design. That's all it is. And then for you guys over here, there it is. So 2 new shirt designs. This one I'm holding right now, and the RGBP Club. I keep fucking it up. Shirt has a back design. This one does not have a back design, just a front. They will be available on my website. Probably not by tonight. Maybe not tomorrow because I have a seminar I'm doing that's 3 hours away tomorrow, so I might not get it up by tomorrow. But sometime this week, we will have these new shirt designs on the website. Let's see here. Does overall body weight translate to strength? Yeah, if you weigh more, you can push more. If so, then why are some really fat people weak? If not, then why do lighter lifters die on the hill of pound for strength? That's a loaded question. Just because you're huge does not mean that you're going to be able to lift a lot of weight. I met a man who weighed 500 pounds at one point and was benching 500 pounds. So he could literally bench his body weight. But then you look at someone like Jeff Lewis. I think Jeff Lewis weighed 550 at his heaviest, but he was like the first man to squat 1,200 pounds. You got to think, like, if somebody weighs $150, okay, 4 times their body weight at 600 pounds. 600 pounds on the human body is a lot more manageable than someone like myself who's trying to bench 1,400. You see the difference there? So that's why lighter lifters can generally, like a heavier lifter will probably always be able to outlift. This is generally speaking, I'm not saying this is how it is, but like a heavier lifter will probably be able to lift more weight than the lighter lifter, but it's going to be less times his body weight. So the absolute strength is probably going to always go in favor of the heavier lifter, but the pound for pound stuff, which, it's kind of cool, whatever, that's going to go to the lighter lifter. So again, if you weigh 120 pounds and you're benching 500, like that's 4 times your body weight, like 480. Yeah, 480. That's 480 pounds. It's 500 pounds. That's for your body weight. That's fucking incredible, but it's not astronomical weight when it comes to like weight that has been lifted. That's kind of, you see what I'm getting at? So that's why. I think that's what it comes down to. Let's see. How do you break in a single ply shirt the best? It's a very slow process. You have to do a lot of light reps or lightweight for high reps to kind of break in the fibers, get the fibers moving, get the material moving. After you do that about 2 or 3 sessions, you got to start going down the boards. So you just don't want to hop right into it and go down to the boards because you might blow it out. You don't want to do that. Not only does blowing out a shirt suck, but also it's an investment. You don't want to blow out your investment because sometimes these things cost a little bit. Let's see. For your variations, are they planned in advance or done by feel on the training day? Mostly by feel. Again, when I'm doing my Patreon voiceovers and stuff, I kind of like, man, I had no direction today. Let's see. I just decided to do this at random. So I don't usually have a plan going into it. I just get there and go, oh, what haven't I done in a while? What do I feel like doing? When's the last time I did a 3-board cambered bar bench press? It's been a while. So yeah, it's done on the day. CJ Morgani says the Ghost ones always looked nice, but their combo racks cost way more than even my Elite FTS ones. And, everybody's like giving me shit because I give like combo racks shit. And I'm like, combo racks suck. They do. I hate combo racks. I'll never bench on one ever again in my entire fucking life. Bet me money. You could not pay me to compete on a combo rack. I say that, and then if you offer me $1 million, I would probably fucking do it. But that's unrealistic. Anyway, so combo racks suck. And everybody's like, well, this means using Ghost combo racks. Those are some of the best made. I'm like, okay, but it's still a combo rack. And I use the analogy, if you take a pile of dog shit and cover it in sprinkles, it's still a pile of dog shit. It just looks a little bit better. Although dog shit covered in sprinkles probably make you even more fucking sick to your stomach. But you get my point. A combo rack is a combo rack. I don't care if I'm not a brand whore. I don't care if it's ER, Texas Strength, Strong Arm, Ghost. I don't give a shit. Combo racks suck. I'll never bench on one ever again in my life. Bet me. Sorry for the rant. Alex says, is that seminar you're doing going on Patreon? It will go on Patreon. Katie's going to try to record the whole thing. And then they're actually going to, I think the plan is they're going to take us on a helicopter tour of the area as well. So it's going to be this whole thing. It'll go on Patreon. I'll also make a YouTube video for it as well. So it will go on Patreon, yes. Let's see. God damn it. Oh, Zuki's on here. What's up, man? I use a combo rack, but I can't imagine lifting the weights you're lifting on one. Yeah, I've tried. Trust me, before I learned my lesson, I just tried. I was like, I need more practice. I need to bench on them more. Dude, they're not built for the weights that I'm trying to do. I want to bench on a real bench press, not a bench that's meant to be a bench, but also a squat rack. Like, fuck that. Like, just why not just have I get it. I get the convenience of having one piece of equipment for 2 lifts. I totally understand that as a meet director, or if I was a meet director, I fucking get it. But they suck. If you just they're not good. Why not? Like, why does the pad have to suck that bad? Why can't you just make a combo rack, but make it with a bench that's decent, like a bench pad that's decent? Why? I don't understand that. It's just they're paper thin. They're 11 inches wide. They're close. They're too close to the ground. Like, the specs of the combo rack benches are just absolute fucking garbage. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tony. CJ says mine is out of necessity, short ceilings and limited space in the basement. I could definitely like to have a dedicated bench and rack. Yeah. Again, I get the convenience factor of it, and that's all you have. I mean, that's all you have. At one point, that's all I had. And I had to leave the gym to go pursue something else because I couldn't fucking do it anymore. Yeah. I am not in Guinness Book of World Records. No. If you're going to do full power, would it be multiply or single ply? WPO? I wouldn't be opposed to doing WPO. I would not be opposed to it. It'd be an experience. I would do it. Multiply. If I'm going to do full power, I'm just going to do multiply. Good. I'm caught up. Super caught up. Cool. So, it's been a good week, guys. I've really had a good time. It's been a fantastic week of progress. Yesterday's bench did not go according to plan almost at all because of just a bench pad malfunction, which is just unforeseen. Before yesterday, the most weight I had on that pad was 700. So weights of the empty bar all the way to 700 it performs just fine. But when I went up to 1400, we actually took a video of it to send to the manufacturer just to kind of like let him know what's going on. But we were actually moving the bench material, like the padding, like back and forth with our fingers, like it was moving. So I did not have a good base to bench from. But it's all right. We overcame it later. If you did a strength sport other than powerlifting, what would it be? I think strongman would be I'm kind of short to be a strongman. I'm 5'5", and normally they're like a short strongman's considered like 6 foot nowadays, 6'2" maybe. So I'm a little short to do that sport, but I think that would be a cool sport to do. I like the individual sports, I'm not a combat sport guy. I loved throwing shot put and discus in high school. That's not really, you can't tell me that Ryan Krauser is not strong. Ryan Krauser, so a guy named Randy Barnes set the shot put world. Now this is a 16-pound shot, mind you, like Olympic standard shot put. And he set the world record throw in 1990, the year I was fucking born. 76 feet. I'm not going to remember the inches. If somebody wants to look it up for me really quick. But Randy Barnes threw over 76 foot in 1990. And Ryan Krauser, during the Olympic trials last year, he was close to throwing it out of the pit. Dude, yeah. He threw, and he beat Randy Barnes's 32-year standing record. What the fuck? And then just recently, I think last week, he did a competition. He threw over 77 feet. So you can't tell me that guy isn't fucking strong as hell and athletic as fuck. But would I consider that a strength sport? Not necessarily, but still a sport that I had a high amount of passion for when I was in high school. Now, I wasn't good enough to get like, what do you call those things? I wasn't good enough to get in colleges recruit you. What's that called? I'm drawing a blank. You know what I'm talking about. Fuck it. Anyway, I wasn't good enough to go to a college to continue throwing. So after high school, I had to say goodbye to that sport, which sucked. But yeah, Ryan Krauser is just an amazing fucking guy. 77 fucking feet with a 16-pound shot. Let's see. My bench press sucks, so I'll try reverse grip bench press when my F8 arrives. Cool. Just be careful. If you're doing it in an actual shirt, just use caution. Just be careful. Make sure you have spotters and body savers. See, Thomas, thank you very much. He was a 4-time U.S. champion, 89, 93, 96, 97, and he won the elusive Olympic trials in both in 88 and 96. In 1990, at a meet in Los Angeles, Barnes threw the shot 23.12 meters, 75 feet, 10 and a quarter inch. Okay, I thought it was over 76 for some reason. So Krauser threw, I think, 76 to beat that. Barnes threw the shot 75 feet, 10 and a quarter, which remained the world record for 31 years. Like, give me a fucking break. How often is a sport like an athletic record going to stand for over 3 decades? Like, what? That doesn't happen. And there's been plenty of guys who have thrown over 70 foot. And Krauser just beat that. Like, holy fuck. What an accomplishment, man. What a guy. What an athlete. So I have a high, like, the shot put is probably and that's where our bad habit of staying up till 2 or 3 in the morning comes from. Because when the Olympics came around, the TV stayed on for 24 hours a day because that's all I did was watch the Olympics. And I've done that since 2000. I watched the 2000 Sydney Olympics. Or was that Salt Lake City? What the fuck? Don't remember now. 2000 Olympics and on, I've watched them all. Athens in 2004, Beijing in 2008, London in 2012, Rio de Janeiro in 2016, and Tokyo in, well, it wasn't 2020, it was like 21 or 22 because of that, all that commie stuff that was going on. But so that I stay up day and night watching that crap. And if I miss some of the stuff, I wait till the reruns and the highlights happen at midnight plus, like midnight on. And I'll tell you, like, swimming and gymnastics, track and field are my absolute fucking favorite ones to watch. And shot put just gets me going like nothing else sometimes because I love watching the shot put. It's so fucking awesome. Parlay said scholarship. What do you mean? Scholarship what? We do have a scholarship. Yeah, we do. But let's see. C. Samper says, with all the BS that's happening throughout many feds, how have you kept the want to continue powerlifting? Well, I just put my blinders on, man. Everything that's going on outside the blinders is just fuck you. I don't care. Like all this crap can just get fucked. I don't. But what's going on right here is what matters to me. I have goals. I have things I want to do, and some bullshit going on within certain federations who I won't speak of, but matters to me not. Like it's unfortunate what happens and the victims and stuff is just I can't. It's just unacceptable. But like I'm not going to sacrifice what I want to do, because I want to get something out of the sport. So of course I'm going to keep going. So that's a short answer. I could go a lot deeper, but hey, Cole, wanted to ask why the Indoor SDP is such a popular shirt in multiply. I tried one and I have to agree with you. I thought it was trash. I don't know why they're popular. I don't understand it. I wish I could answer that question. Before I was an Anderson sponsored athlete, when I was 17 years old or 18 years old, I bought a first generation double ply Phenom with my own money. Yeah, as a fucking 17-year-old, right? And it was good the first session. The second session, it was stretched out in garbage. I don't know. I don't know why people keep giving them money for those garbage ass shirts. In my experience and in my opinion, they are trash. I cannot answer you why they're so popular. I think maybe if I were to dig deep and think about it for a quick second, okay, there we go. Is that they are easy to use, easy to touch with. That's my only explanation. I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry there, Wayne. What would you use for a multiply shirt? I wouldn't bench in a multiply shirt. I would do multiply squat, probably a single ply deadlift suit and a single ply bench press shirt. I would not do multiply. If I had to choose a multiply bench shirt right now, as we speak, off the top of my head, I would get a double ply F6 from Titan or from Anderson. It's a Titan shirt from Anderson Powerlifting. It'd be a double ply F6. That's what it would be. I would not do a multiply katana ever again in my life because they are such asshole shirts to use. They are multiply. They are stiff, very hard to use. At this point, I would just bench single ply, but if I wanted a multiply shirt, it would be a double ply F6. Jimmy, do you watch or did watch powerlifting and guys like Ramen? No, I never did. Didn't actually know that was a thing until quite just like recently, like last year sometime. So I never actually followed it. I did not. Let's see. Lasha is crazy. A 496 snatch. So a 5-plate snatch. The fuck. And a 588 clean and jerk. He's got more in him too. Good grief. So a 5-plate snatch and it's over a 6-plate clean and jerk. That is insane. Bill says, do you follow sumo? We do follow sumo. I couldn't name a single fucking athlete of theirs, but sumo will be on our TV once in a while. Yep. When the grand championship happens, grand sumo, I watch that shit. It's entertaining. I love the culture of Japan and the traditions that they have. Like literally if you watch sumo on your TV, besides probably like what people are wearing in the crowd. Okay, let's just focus on the actual mound that the sumo wrestlers are on, and all the thing, and every single step, every single movement, what the hanging structure. They all got their names. The hanging structure above the mound. It's just you're literally watching. The sport has not changed for like a couple thousand years, however old Japan is. So you're watching it just as it was, let's say 1,000 years ago. It has never fucking changed. That is so cool because they are so delved deep into their own tradition. So sumo is fucking fascinating to watch. I love watching sumo. and to actually learn what those guys go through in order to train for it. And they literally have to dedicate their entire lives. They have to give up all their social life. They have to go live in these huts in a private gated neighborhood. Like they can't go out. They do go out. It's very, very limited. Their entire lives are 100% sumo. It's so fascinating to watch. I highly recommend, if you haven't watched competitive Grand Sumo, I highly recommend it because, like I said, you are watching what it was like even 1,000 fucking years ago. Every tradition, like dance they do, the moves they use, the way they train, that just everything is exactly, it's never changed. I cannot talk about it enough. Hey, Kolbstrong, how long does it take you to 100% recover from a workout because you can only do what you can recover from? I just traditional stuff like, back workout. Like, you have to generally wait, 48 to 72 hours before you train the same muscle groups. So just normal. Now, like for Saturday workouts with my heaviest fucking loads, like 1,400 pounds in the bench and stuff, that takes me about a week to come back the next week and be able to do it again. Just normal. Coach Tequila, what's up? So you think you'd bench more in a single ply than a double ply F8? No, I don't think that. I will say this: in my competitive career, my single ply bench in poly is 1120. That's the record that still stands right now. And the most I've done in a double ply F8 was 1140, where I did the WPO bench bash for cash. This past last year, March of 22. I went down there and they said you can use F8 bench shirts if they are 2-ply only. You can't go 3-ply or 4-ply. Got my opener of 1140. I barely got it because the bench they were using was literally like 14 inches from the ground. Tradition, like a standard bench height in a meet is going to be 17 and a half inches from top of the pad to the floor. This one was like 14 inches. And that got confirmed by a very valuable source. So I lost all my lower body engagement because of that low fucking pad. Really was odd how low that pad was. So greetings from Chile. Well, hey, happy to have you on here. Thanks for answering on the SDP. Only other multiply shirt I've tried is a metal jack and thought it was way better than the SDP. Haven't tried anything else from Titan yet, though. You can start out with an F6. F6 is a very easy shirt how to learn. Katanas, if you stay single ply, are also great shirts. They're very stiff. One layer of katana is 26% thicker than one layer of F6. So F6 is made of NXG Plus, the second generation NXG. And the Super Katana is made of, or the Katana is made of NXG Super Plus, third generation material. So it's just kind of what you want. F6 is going to be a little bit more stretchy. Katana is going to be very, very stiff. So, but if you want to talk Anderson and Titan, just you can always DM me and ask questions, of course. If you do want to get one again, go through Anderson Powerlifting to get it to you in days, not weeks or months. And if you can always use my code Kolbstrong to get a discount on it. Chenko Nabe Sumo Stew is excellent bulking food. Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah, it is. Everything you could possibly need. Oh, okay. I meant poly. Oh, you bench more in a single ply poly than a double ply poly. So my last multiply bench, my last multiply polyester bench was actually my first 1,000-pound bench. Was 1,035 in March of 2020. And it was 1035, okay? And then I benched 1050, 1080, 1120, and 1060 in single ply. So I eclipsed my multiply bench 4 separate times in competition with the single ply bench shirt. I think single ply is superior to multiply. That's a controversial subject I've gotten into many, many times. But as far as poly goes, and I say it like this, until somebody benches at least 1,121 pounds in a multiply shirt, I can say single ply is superior to multiply. It's a long conversation, but that's just what I believe. Now, modern day me, now I'm in the F8s, I'm in the band shirt world right now. So modern day me, I don't know because I've never had a double ply F6. I've had a single ply F6. my best performance in the gym, full range, was actually with an F6 on a katana, believe it or not. I benched 1,050 for a full range triple in a single ply F6 in the gym. When my best full range double in the gym with a katana was 1,060, but it was much harder. So, yeah, there is something to single ply. You just have to believe in it and do it right. Chicken or turkey? Both. They're both good. So I'm gonna do my plugs real quick. I've talked about Anderson Powerlifting quite a bit on this podcast tonight. I can't talk about them enough. Again, if you need anything from me to talk about Anderson Powerlifting and their products, just DM me on Instagram at Kolbstrong. Also, like I said, you can use my Instagram handle, Kolbstrong, to get 10% off anything in the entire Anderson Powerlifting store, except for the F8 Sportcraft bench bar that we sell at the site, which is lime green, which is really fucking cool. Yeah, single ply poly is the way, man. If you want to do poly benching, I think single ply is the way. I really do. Anyways, then I got my Patreon, of course. I've talked about a little bit today as well. If you want to watch what I do, my workouts, 5 days a week, I fully edit them, put them on Patreon, $10 a month. If you want to see exactly what I do in the gym, 5 days a week that lead me to these big bench press numbers, Patreon is the way. I also have YouTube members. If you don't want to go on Patreon and do that, YouTube members, $10 a month as well. You can see everything I do. I've had members in there for almost 4 years now. So thank you guys for the support. It's been a long 4 years. I know I got Cody in there. I got Mike, Tim, Matt Brooks. It's so many I could name. There's too many to name right now. But yeah, so thank you guys very much for the endless support. It means a lot to me and Katie. The Kolbstrong Scholarship, of course. I want to talk about that just for a quick second. We are raising money by the $1,000 for the young athletes. So we raise money by donation and also charitable events, right? And we raise money for every $1,000 we raise. That's one young athlete that we sponsor at the beginning of every year. So right now we're sitting at about $2,000, maybe $2,200. So we have 2 guaranteed athletes for the scholarship for next January. So until December 31st, we raise money until we get to our final number. If it's 2,000, we raised $10,000 this past year, 10 grand, just by donation and hosting events. What, holy fuck. And we sponsored 10 young athletes. Now the young athlete part, that means between the ages of 13 to 23. Okay. So the teenage division in powerlifting and the junior division in powerlifting. And once we announced like, hey, we're able to sponsor, let's say it's 5 athletes this coming year. And then during the month of January, they go onto the website, www.kolbstrongscholarship.com, and they fill out the application form. They follow the steps. We and a board of us look at them and decide who needs it the most. And we cut checks for $1,000 for these young athletes. So if you're interested in that, kolbstrongscholarship.com. Like I mentioned before as well, 2 new t-shirt designs, the RGBB Club shirt right there. That's a double design. It's one on the front, one on the back. Okay. Then we've also got this one right here. Again, right there. There's for you guys. So those 2 new shirts will go on the kolbstrong.com. Okay. So there's kolbstrongscholarship.com and there's kolbstrong.com. Those 2 new t-shirt designs will be on the website, as well as an updated design on one of my original designs. We were able to do color now. So we will have a color design coming as well. So there you go. That is the episode for tonight. Again, this has been Benching and Bullshitting, episode 45. So I'm happy to be here every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Marlon, I have not missed you. I saw you there. Thanks for hopping on at the last minute, though. I got to get out of here and we got to eat. So we got to hit the road in the morning. We are doing a seminar. It's about a 3-hour drive. Not terrible. So with the seminar will be on Patreon and YouTube members, of course, as well as tonight's workout of the squats that will also be on Patreon and YouTube members. So thank you all very much for hopping on here. Much appreciated. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, YouTube. Your support is much appreciated. So until next week, stay strong.